Hello everyone, with this video I'm gonna talk about my research. I'm Bonani Roy. I'm the assistant professor at the Department of Computer Science of University of Saskatchewan. I joined in this position last year in April. I did my PhD from Queen's University, Canada, where I handled disconnection in synchronous groupware. I did my master's from RWTS Aachen University, Germany. My major was on software engineering. Now I'm the director of Interactive Software Engineering Lab, where my research team focuses on developing tools, techniques, methodologies, APIs, and frameworks for the software developers, using which they can build usable software systems. For my research, I collaborate with multidisciplinary researchers, including Kevin Schneider and John Pomeroy. I also work with different graduate students and undergraduate students. I have been actively involved with two SafeRep projects. One is Plan Phenotyping and Image-Based Research Center, and another is on global water future. My research interests are on engineering, scientific workflow management systems, and big data analytics. What I have done so far. So our studies show that existing scientific workflow management systems are not user-friendly for the scientists. They struggle a lot to do their analysis task in the existing platforms. Realizing the shortcomings, I, along with my collaborators and research team, designed and developed collaborative, reliable, and ease-of-use scientific workflow management systems that allow scientists to model and execute a scientific experiment easily with workflows that involve various analytic tools and datasets. So here in the right side of the slide, you see an example workflow in plant phenotyping. So in this workflow, what happens, the images from collected from a large field are analyzed using different image processing algorithms, and they are connected in a way that one tool generates output, and that output goes to another tool. And in this way, all the tools are connected to get some valuable insights from the image data here. So here, if you configure the tools and if you set the data set and execute the workflow, what will happen? You can able to automatically determine whether the plants in this or the crops in these fields are having any nutrition deficiency, or if you want, you can count the flowers in the plant or leaf size of the plant. That might give you some indication about the growth of the crops or the plants in the field. So this is a very popular workflow in plant phenotyping. And in different scientific research, what happens? You need to engage multidisciplinary researcher for configuring the tools, because different scientists are expert in different tools. So when you need to build a complex workflows, what you might need, they might need to get together in a collaborative setting. Even though they're remote, they can use our system, and they can collaborate to compose workflows and analyze outputs. So compose workflows means they can bring different tools in a shared workspace, and they can set different configurations for the tools. And using our system, it is possible to handle and reuse process data efficiently and interactively for high performance. And in scientific experiments or in analysis, researchers always in need of new tools. And using our system, they should be able to integrate a new analytic tool with great flexibility and ease of use. And at the same time, these platforms allow scientists to reliable data analysis with provenance support. So in my research, I have been basically focusing on answering different research questions, including how to support large-scale data analysis, how to support effective and adaptive real-time collaboration, how to support text-based programming environment, how to efficiently manage process data, and how to support error debugging and monitoring in the context of scientific workflow management system. And in pursuit of these questions, so far I have conducted different research projects, and we are able to publish different research papers from each of the projects. And also we developed two scientific workflow management systems. One is collaborative and using which multidisciplinary researcher can compose workflows by dragging and dropping analytical tools in a shared workspace environment, and they can configure the tool graphically. So here, to represent the workflow, we used graphical representation, and the composers or the collaborators can use different CCW technologies like chat, video conferencing, or like a group shared editing tool for analyzing their outputs. And researchers also get access to different data sets, and they can see work history, and there are other provenance support to track the execution of the workflow. But in our study, we figured out that when workflow becomes complex, it becomes really difficult for the scientist to handle workflows graphically, because they need to connect the tools with different connections, and that becomes chaotic. And to address the shortcoming of the graphical representation of the workflow, we have developed another script-based but visually guided platform, which is called FishSciFlow. Using FishSciFlow, like here you can see the interface of the tool. Scientists get access to different tools, and they can drag and drop the tools. They can get access to different data sets, which could be situated in their local file system, or it could be situated in distributed file system or other file system like in Galaxy file system. So it provides a wide range of ways to the scientists to access to the data sources, and they can drag and drop data sets here, and they can drag and drop the tools, and when they drag and drop, the code is generated automatically. So here scientists even don't need to write code from the scratch. What they can do, they can make the workflow repetitive for different data sets. They can write loops easily, and they can repeatedly execute the workflows for different data sets, and they can apply some programming logic like if condition. Also, like they can here apply parallel programming, and which is difficult when you use graphical notation of workflows. And with this system, we are able to overcome the shortcomings of the graphical workflows, and we are able to write workflows in a scripted manner. Okay, so here you see that the written workflows could be saved and you could share the workflow, or you can make it private, and then you can see the execution histories of the workflows. For example, how long it takes to execute a workflow, whether it executed successfully or not. You can even query different provisions information by writing code in this workflow editor. Okay, so it's kind of support on demand provenance query. Then we have been actually working on it, and it's not done yet. And you can even see outputs of the workflows in this editor, and if multiple output files are generated, you can click on the file and you can visualize the output in this editor. Here, this is VSci flow that we have already developed, and we hosted this platform at this link. Well, this was my work at the P2RC project. Now I will talk about my involvement at the GWF project, where I have been migrating a whole region hydrological modeling tool, which was originally written in Borland, and we are able to migrate it to a modern programming language because the Borland language is going to be abolished soon. And we didn't only migrate the CREAM software to a new language, we also proposed a new architecture for the software so that users can interact with the input files of the system in a standard way. The way tool actually supported the input file, which was not standard, we actually converted it to JSON file, and we are also working on the output file so that an standard format can be used to represent the outputs of the simulation. And we are also working on to execute the simulation in a distributed manner, so that when it needs to work with a big input file with many numbers of hydrological modeling regions, then modeler should be able to execute the simulation for that project quickly. Okay, and we are also working on some standard visualization technique using which they can actually browse through the simulation result with more interactivity and with more understanding. And we are actually giving a new architecture to the original software, and we are calling it to next gen CREAM platform. Okay. I also worked on nutrient app along with one of my students. We developed API for the app, which basically monitors the dissolvent nutrient concentrations, nitrate and phosphate in aquatic freshwater systems. And using the API, researcher can upload nutrient and phosphate amount in the server. And based on the value, the app visualizes the concentration in a map. Originally, the map was designed for a mobile platform, but later we developed an application for the app, like web-based application for the app, and which was hosted in the GWF site. And this nutrient app was also featured in Phoenix. And we got a paper accepted at the Journal of Environment Modeling System. Now, what tools and methods I'm using for my research? I'm basically using a combination of software engineering methodologies, techniques, and HCI techniques, including user studies, survey, and prototype for my research methodologies. I have been applying different machine learning algorithms for building recommendation systems, and for the collaboration purpose, I'm using different CSCW technology. And to support high performance, we are in the process of using big data technologies such as Spark and Hadoop, and we are using different programming languages like Python and C++. And as our platforms are web-based, so and cloud-based, we have used different web frameworks such as Flask, GoJS, and React to implement our systems. What am I doing now? So I am continuously working with the scientists to improve their user experience with our developed scientific workflow management systems. And I have been working on developing adaptive or personalized user interface, which will focus on a particular scientist preference. So if you are working on a certain set of analytical tools, and if you want to follow some other scientists' research or tools, so your interface will be populated based on your own preferred tools. So that's why, like, we are developing a machine learning based model to generate adaptive user interface in scientific workflow management system. And we also realized that when scientific analysis is done in collaboration with other researchers, you cannot just continue asynchronous interactions for a long time, or one scientist may want to work in his own personal settings. But when he needs to work with a group of other scientists, if situation arises, he should be able to create a synchronous interaction environment where the scientist should be able to compose or discuss on a scientific workflow management system. So we are working on this fluid switching between asynchronous and synchronous interaction among geographically scattered scientists. Okay. And we have been working on supporting on-demand human-centric provenance queries in workflows, using which if a workflow is being executed, and scientists should be able to query about the different status of the workflow. For example, whether a certain tool was executed, whether there is any bug, or what is the value of the particular parameters in the workflow. So they should be able to query the workflows in different settings to better understand the dynamics of the workflow. And I have been applying actively to apply my research in the context of GWF and P2RC projects. And what you would like to do or see in Food-water? So as you have understood, that my main goal is that scientists should be able to handle scientific experiments for large analysis, for large data analysis collaboratively, easily, and reliably with provenance support. So this is the platform we want to give so that a scientist can easily model their scientific experiments. I'm badly looking for scientists who actually need help to model or design their scientific experiments using different analytic tools. My big question for the group to think about how to efficiently and effectively collaborate and analyze large-scale scientific data, and how you can actually figure out interaction between multidisciplinary researchers for doing scientific experiment. Okay, thank you for listening. Bye.